So I'm going to open my folder, open my Git project in the VS Code editor. Meanwhile, if you have any questions regarding the hands-on from the previous class, you can go ahead. Any questions? How many of you have completed the hands-on? Any questions from anyone? How many of you have completed the hands-on? No one? Okay, Pradeep have completed that. And who else? That's all? Okay, if you haven't completed the hands-on, please go through it, right? Doing the hands-on is very important. Please start doing your hands-on. Okay, Nikhil have completed, Surya Teja have completed. Good to know. And there is another guy, Mallikarjun, have completed. Okay, Nagasai, there's a question due to office work. I cannot join and listen class. I'll complete today. Sure, Sai, like due to this reason, many people could not go for the hands-on. But like I have mentioned, the assignments we have provided will help you do the hands-on with much ease. With a very little effort, you can do the hands-on if you follow the assignments and the notes given on the assignment portal. Try it out, okay? That will help you do the hands-on very quickly. You don't need to struggle for the commands, browse or go through different materials. Just follow that, follow the instructions. You can very easily go through the hands-on, right? Okay, Karthik says day one completed. So everyone take some additional effort, right? And start doing the hands-on. Once you go to the assignment portal, doing the hands-on will be very easy for you. Just try once. It won't take much time. Okay, so let's begin now today's class. We were talking about the concept of branching, right? We have seen how to create the branch. Git status command will show you on which branch you are on, or else git branch is another command which will show you on which branch you are on. We are on master branch. Also, those are the ways to find on which branch you are on. We have seen switching to some other branch, like using git checkout B1. That's how you switch the branch. If you want to go back to master, git checkout master. And we have seen creating a branch and merging the branch as well, right? A fast forward merge, automatic merge we have seen. So, and also we have understood the reason for merging and all. So now today, let us go ahead and execute one more scenario. First, I'm on the master branch. Okay, here I am going to create some file. Follow the steps carefully. And one more request is, please don't do the hands-on now. Listen the class and do the hands-on after the session. If you do the hands-on now while listening, you may miss the explanations. So please focus on the concept. Okay, I'm on master branch. I'm creating a new file. It's called file 3. And I'm adding a line. Okay, so yeah. So now if you check the status, right, it says that on branch master, file 3. So what should we do? Where is this file? Either it is in the staging area or local repository or working directory. Where is this?
Working directory.
Working directory.
It is in the working directory, right? So add the file, git add file 3 and commit the file, git commit -m, let's say on master branch. So that should be fine. Now tell me, where is the branch?
Local.
Where is the file?
Local repository.
Local repository, it's on master branch, it's in the local repository of master branch, right? So yes, the changes were all committed. Do you think this file is available on B1? We might also have got one more commit. Just now we made a commit, so another commit ID. Is this commit available on master?
No.
No, it will not be.
Right, so let us check out. Let's go to master, git checkout B1. So here if you see, right, we have only 2 files, and if you check the log, we have 3 commits. Perfect. Okay, we don't have this. It is working as expected. Now let's suppose I just want to create some other files here, right? I just want to make some changes here in B1. So I'm going to create file 3 again. I'm not sure file 3 is present in other branches, or else I'm not bothered. Even though it's there, I have a requirement, I have to create it, right? New line B1. So what next? If
Add
I
commit.
status, it will ask me to add the changes. So add the changes, git add file 3 and commit the changes. Git commit -m on B1 branch. Done. I'm good. I'm done with my changes. I'm least bothered whether this is present on other branch or not. I'm good with the changes. Now I want to integrate these changes of B1 into master branch. How do we integrate changes from one branch to another?
Merge.
Git merge.
Merge.
First, let's go to the destination branch. What is the destination branch here?
Master.
Master.
Master, right? So let us switch the branch. Git checkout B1. Sorry, we are already on B1. Git checkout master. So we are on master branch. I want to integrate changes from B1 to master. So what is the command? What is
Git
the
merge
Git
and
merge?
source
B1 master.
branch. Source branch B1 and master branch.
Right. So git merge, source branch is B1 and the destination is?
Destination master.
So what happens now? What do you think will happen? Will it merge successfully? What happens?
Branch protection is not there, then it will merge. If branch protection is there, it will raise the PR.
See, this is, remember, we are on local. Okay, protection rules, all of that comes when you go to remote repositories. This is on our local. We are here. So what happens now? Will it merge successfully or what happens? What is the difference between yesterday's merge and this one? Why can't it merge when it merged yesterday's changes?
Yesterday we changed in local, B1 branch, means sub branch of the master.
Now also the same, right? We made changes in B1 here.
No, today we made changes in master branch. Right?
In the beginning, right?
Yes, yes.
That's a good observation. Let's see what happens. A good git merge B1 and master.
Conflicts with the change.
Right? It says automatic merge failed. Automatically it cannot merge. Fast forward merge cannot happen. Yesterday it happened. It couldn't happen now. So it is giving a message, fix the conflicts and then commit the result. Right? Do you know why you got the conflict?
The changes have been done in the same file name. Like even in master we have file3.txt and in B1 branch also we have file3.txt and in same lines changes have been done.
Is that the only reason or anything else? Only same file? Okay. The reason for this, we'll talk about it separately. Generally, people think that it's the same file. Yes, same file to some extent, correct. There is also one more reason. Okay, so that's one thing. Automatic merge failed. Means what happens here is Git is informing you it cannot merge it. You have to merge it. And when at this point of time, whenever you get the conflict and it is showing which file you got the conflict. If you open the file in an editor, this is how it would be shown. Not only in VS Code, you may open it in some editor. Let me open this. Right, this is how it is shown. Do you see that? Right, in any editor you can open, that's how it will be shown. But VS Code editor provides you with the flexibility. I'll show you what is that flexibility. First, see here, head indicates it's from the current branch. What is the current branch? Where are we? On which branch are we?
Master.
Master branch.
So this indicates that we are in current branch, and the next lines indicates these are the changes from source branch. That's why it's shown incoming change, means we are integrating some changes from source. Here it is showing from the current branch, means the destination branch, the master branch. Now, so this is how it will be when you open the file in any editor. Now, how to fix the conflict, I'll show you. Here it shows with these options, either you want to accept only the destination changes, only the source changes, both, or whether you want to compare. These options are available, and it provides flexibility to see the changes. Whereas in the notepad, you don't have that, right? You have to work on it. How to fix it will come to this later, but now let's focus on why are you getting this message? Why are you having a conflict? What is the reason for conflict? Are you all seeing a black screen?
Yes.
So understanding what is happening at the back end is very important. So let's understand what happened actually. Actually, what we did, we went to a master branch, we created file 3, right? And made a commit. Let's say commit A. I cannot write that alphanumeric ID. I'm referring that with the alphabet A, right? So this is what is the first step. Then what I did, I went to B1 branch. And then here in the B1 branch, I created a file again and made another commit here called commit B, right? By the way, is this commit A available on B1?
No.
This commit A is not available on B1. Now I made this commit B. This commit B is also not available on B1, correct? Okay. So if you see the commit history of this file 3 on B1, like if you see the snapshot or if you see the commit history on this file, it's simply commit B. Here, it is simply commit A, right? Now, I want to merge. The meaning of merge is integrate changes from one branch to another. We are merging from B1 to master. Like this is B1, this is master. So the meaning is integrate, bring the changes from B1 to master. Means bring the changes means imagine this is a box with a B. Okay, this should come and sit in here. If this comes and sits here, does it mean that it will override commit A in master branch?
Yes.
Isn't it? That's the meaning, right?
Yes.
It means bring the changes from another, from one branch to another. So here it is already A is there. So do you mean that override this A and put B?
Yeah, it will override.
Overwrite A and put B. If it is overwriting, there is no point of using Git. In the beginning, we learned, right? Git should not overwrite. If it overwrite, what is the point? It shouldn't do that, right? Similarly, the concept is it should bring the changes from B1 and put it here. Does it mean that it will overwrite A? Because it should not overwrite, should it ignore B and keep A? Or it should keep both, or it should ignore both? Git doesn't have any idea. Git had a confusion at this point of time. Hence, it leads to conflicts. Conflicts are not something which you should avoid. It's a good. Instead of overwriting or ignoring, Git is telling you, okay, there were some conflicts. I don't know which one to keep. You have to fix the conflicts because Git is, after all, a tool. It cannot make the decisions. You are the owner of these changes. You are the person who made the changes. You should decide which which changes should go into the destination branch. That's why it's asking you to fix the conflict, you to resolve the conflict, right? So what is the reason for conflict? Why are you getting it? Did you notice anything? The reason for conflict is, first reason, same file. This is correct to certain extent, but same file along with
Same
some
commit.
commits missing on source, which are on destination. This is the reason. Means, let's imagine if commit A was here. If commit A is here, when you are merging, there would be A and B. It will put both A and B. There is no point of overwriting, right? It would put A and B. There is no point of overwriting A and just keeping B, right? So that's the reason for conflict. If your source is missing some commits which are there on destination, then you will get a conflict. Git works always with respect to changes, commits, not the file name or same content, same line. No, this is the reason. Is the reason clear for all? If commit A is there, conflict wouldn't have happened. Am I correct? Got it,
Yes.
all of you?
Ma'am, like this scenario happened when we update any file and try to merge that changes to the source branching. That
Amit,
can be.
there could be so many ways to
Yeah.
get this. Okay, means to arrive at this point, there were so many ways. The point you have to remember is you are merging from B4 to B5. Let's say you are merging from B4 to B5. B4 is source, B5 is destination. If B4 is missing some commits which are there on destination on the same file, you'll get a conflict. That's how you should understand. The scenario could be many ways.
Okay.
I'll show you the same thing, same file, no conflict. Yesterday we did this actually. Let's say this is master. Yesterday we did similar to this, B1. Okay, here there is already a file 1. There is a commit A. Here also that file is there because maybe I might have created branch, that's commit A. Okay, then I made some changes on this file 1, commit B. Okay, then now, actually, sorry.
So
this is how
basically,
now here it is file 1 and commit B. Okay, I made this. Now if I merge, will I get a conflict? Do I get a conflict in this use case?
No.
Oh,
Yes,
right? Because here it is A
Is-
and B.
And
A is already there. There is no point of
yes,
imagine in layman terms, this box should come and sit into master branch. Integration means this snapshot, this commit history should come and sit here. So there is no point of overwriting. When this box comes in, A is already there, B will be there. But here in this case, if you don't have this A here, let's assume that you don't have A. If this box has to come and sit in here, right? Only B will be there, right? On the destination. So that's where you get the conflict. And
Priti, I have a question.
Ma'am, excuse me, you want to say you have to bring all the previous or existing commits to the branch, is that?
yeah, when
Before
merge, that's what happens.
committing, merging the changes.
This is merging only. When you merge, this is what happens. When you are running merge command, this is what happens. It will bring changes from master into, sorry, from source into destination, like from V1 into master.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Just a second. Before merging the edited information from branch to master, do you need to get all the previous commits from master to branch? Is that you are saying? Because I didn't get it. Could you please explain in layman terms simply, please?
You need not do that, okay? Conflicts are good to have. I'm just explaining why you are getting a conflict. You don't need to take some steps or actions to avoid conflicts. Conflicts are good. Instead of overwriting, instead of ignoring, it's telling you there is a conflict, you fix it. You don't need to execute anything before merge. Is the first scenario clear? Why you are getting a conflict?
Priti, I have a question in this. If suppose master is the source and B1 is the destination, then in this case we get this conflict.
In this particular use case, if you are merging from master to B1, you will not get a conflict. Because master will be source is not missing any commits, right? You are just bringing A to B1. You don't get a conflict.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Is the first scenario clear for all? This is the first scenario where you get a conflict. This is the second scenario. Even though file name is same, you don't get a conflict here. So basically, I'm repeating once again, summarizing the things. The first use case is like, let's say you made some changes on master, right? Like file 3, you made commit A. That is not present in B1. Okay, later on, you are making some changes on file 3 as a commit B. Now you are integrating them. You are bringing changes from B1 to master, right? When you talk about B1 to master, at this point of time, B1 is having only commit B, right? So it will try to put that B into master, right? Means it will try to override this one. It is not allowed, right? You get a conflict. It cannot override, it cannot ignore. It has a doubt which snapshot, which box it should keep into master, right? The box coming from B1 is having only commit B. Should it override the box in master means file commit A. Box in the sense I'm just referring that like a box, whatever commits you have on file 3. Right? It will not override, it will not ignore, hence it gives the conflict. And the second scenario, even though it's the same file, let's say B1 is having this commit A anyhow, whenever you created a branch, it might be available. So now when you are merging, AB will come and sit here. There is no point of conflict here. Am I clear?
Yes.
Everyone understood?
Preeti, can I just ask you a question here?
Yes, please.
Okay. So when you say that some commits are missing on the source, which are on the destination, I have a question on that. Like the second scenario, if you look at it, B is missing on the source. So
Source is B1, right? Source is B1.
So you're merging from
B1 to master. You
master.
can merge B1 to master. Yeah, the arrow indicates you are merging, you are bringing changes into master.
Okay. Thank you.
Are we good with the reasons for conflict? If you understand this concept thoroughly, it will be easy for you to troubleshoot or fix the conflicts. This is the concept behind. Generally, people think that it's because same file. It's not always, means it's not just the same file. In the second use case, it's the same file, but we don't have a conflict. So this is the clarity one should have.
Preeti, one question here. If we are merging from master to source as the master, also we will get the conflict.
Sorry, when you merge from?
If we are merging, instead of merging from B1 to master, if we are merging from master to B1 also, we will get the conflict.
Yes, from any branch, from source could be anything, destination could be anything. If you are seeing this scenario, same file and some commits missing on source, which are there on destination, you'll get a conflict. It could be any branch, but general use case would be, we will merge from B1 to the, feature branches, child branches to the parent, or temporary branches to the permanent branches use case. But yes, whatever be the branches, whatever be the source and destination, the same concept applies.
Okay.
Now that we understood the reason for the conflict, let's look into how to fix the conflict. See, like you get this file, right? Now, you are the owner of these changes. You made these changes. So, you fix the conflict. Means you decide, you edit this file like how you want it to be. You remove all these verbose. This is the additional verbose lines, additional verbose showing that from which branch they were. Okay, remove them, edit the file like how you want to be. You know, editing a file, right? Like delete the lines, place the lines. You can do anything. You can do it in a notepad or whatever. But in reality, the files might be huge. Going line by line through the notepad, such editors would be difficult. So that's where again VS Code editor provides you with some convenience and ease, right? So here you can choose this one if you want only the current branch changes, accept incoming changes if you want only changes from source, accept both if you want to keep both. I want to keep both, so I'm clicking this. This is the kind of ease VS Code editor provides. So done, I have saved it. Whenever you made any modifications to the file, what do you do that? What do you do next in Git? What should we do?
You have to add it.
Commit.
Right?
Git add.
You have to add and commit. At this point, if you see the status, that's what it says. Just do git commit, add and commit. It's not a new file, so I'm doing in a single line with the AM conflicts. Done. That's all. That's how you resolve the conflict. Only thing is, edit the file with the changes, whatever you want to keep, add and commit. That's all. That's how you resolve the conflict. Now, file 3 on master is having both the lines. What would be the content of file 3 on B1? Do you think it will also have both the changes?
No.
No.
We resolved and we merged, we resolved the conflict on master, not on the
The
B1.
B1.
Branching.
So let's see. Go to git checkout B1. So see B1, when you switch, file 3 is open in B1, it's having only its own content because we did not merge or we did not resolve the conflicts. Are we good and clear?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I'm switching back to master. So to summarize, we were understanding the concept of branching, merging with conflicts. Without conflict scenario, also we have understood why we get the conflict. Conflicts are good to have. It's not something you should avoid. You need to take some necessary steps to avoid. No, they are good, right? That's how Git works. If it is overwriting, there is no point of using. In the beginning, we have learned a use case, the first use case on the day one of Git, right? If multiple people are working, one person might be overwriting other person if we are not using Git. Here, now I got a conflict within my changes, like both are my changes only. Similarly, you'll get a conflict from remote, means from other users as well. We'll look into that also, like from other users, how do you get a conflict when you push it to remote? But again, there also the concept is same, the reason for conflict is same, how do you fix it is same, only a little difference will be there. Only the difference would be you get a conflict from another person. Okay, we'll see that as well. And I would like to, at this point, I would like to remind one thing, we were still on local repositories. We did not go to remote yet. Correct? Yeah, just reiterate these
Yes.
things. We were still
Yes.
on local. Because there are many things to learn in local before we push them to remote. We are here. So, all good. Can we proceed with the
Ma'am, do we find this type of conflicts if we clone from remote repository, or we will have all such conflicts on only local repository?
We'll get on remote for sure. That's what we today now. That's what I just mentioned. We were seeing conflicts within our local, within my changes. We'll get conflicts from other users as well when you push to remote. That's a more widely seeing scenarios. We definitely get conflicts from others. We'll go to that part once we push to remote. Right? Okay. So now that we understood the branching and all, let's look into another interesting concept called stash. So what is stash? How do you use stash? Let's see. So to understand this, I'll give an example. Let's suppose you are on master branch. Okay, you are working with some files, file 1, file 2, you're making some changes and changes are halfway done, right? So you are working on it. There came some priority task from your manager that you should make some changes on file 3 and commit this, right? You have to commit this on priority. So now if you are trying to commit, if you are trying to making changes on file 3 and commit this, it will not allow you because it will always bother you about file 1, file 2 are there, please add and commit. Correct? It will keep on bothering add and commit. But I cannot add them and commit because they are like they are incomplete. I can't add them and commit. I don't want to keep incomplete changes on the repo. At the same time, I can't discard them. I can't ignore them. I can't discard them. I can't add them, right? So I don't want to lose them. So you may ask, you can ignore and commit only file 3. I can do that, but it's always a best practice to keep your repository clean before you push or merge. That's a best practice before you are pushing to remote or before you're merging, keep the repository clean. But to keep the repository clean, I have to discard them or I have to add them. I don't want to do both of it because almost half changes are half of them were done. So what we can do is, I can put these unstaged changes. They were unstaged, right? I can put these unstaged changes on some temporary shelves. These are virtual shelves, temporary virtual shelves. I can put those changes here. That is called stash. And because I moved them to temporary shelves, repository is clean. I can go for my priority task. And then, okay, once I'm done with the priority task, I want to continue this incomplete changes. I can get the changes back from temporary shelves to the working directory. Okay, this is called unstash. And then continue the incomplete work. This is the concept of stash and unstash. Moving unstaged changes from working directory to temporary shells is called stash. Getting the changes again back from temporary shells to working directory is called unstash. That's the concept of stash. You can put some changes on hold, move them to temporary shells before you execute other priority tasks. Let me show you this. With the practicals, it would be making more sense. I'm on master branch. Git log. Okay, I'm having some bunch of commits, right? Before stashing, I just want to go with a simple log history. Means I just want to go with the commit A, B. Only 2 are enough. I don't want to go with this huge commit history. I want to discard first 4 commits. How to do that? I want to discard successive 4 commits. What is the command? How to do that?
Git reset.
Revert.
Revert.
Yeah, it's not mandatory that you should do this before stash, just to make the log simple and to have the demo simple for you. I'm doing it. So what is the command? Can you help me with the exact command?
Git revert.
Git reset hard.
Git reset hard.
Set hard and then head tilde 4, right? Or else I want this to be the topmost. Let me give this. This is the command. Now, if you see git log, perfect. I have only 2 commits. It was all good. Okay, so perfect. Maybe I just want to go with only 1 line. Only 1 commit, I mean. Head tilde 1. Okay, that's all. Oh, 1 line. Right, only 1 file I have. Good, perfect. I just want to have multiple files for the demo. I'm making 1 more file. File2.txt. Git add. Git commit. -am master changes. Okay, so good. So it's perfect. I just want to have 2 commits, 2 files. So I made the log simple with 2 files, right? Now let's suppose, let's start with the stash scenario. Now I'm making some changes on file 1. Okay, here also. You can have 1 file also, just for the demo. I have made 2 changes. These 2 files are having unstaged changes, correct? Do you know how to see unstaged changes? Git diff
Yes.
file names.
Dear.
Right? It's having unstaged change. Even file 2 as well have the unstaged change. Okay. Now we are making some more changes. And if you see the status at this point, it says add and commit. But I don't want to add and commit. I want the repository to be clean. I have to attend other priority tasks. So I just want to move or I just want to move them to temporary shells. So that's where stash comes in. Git stash. That's it. Simply git stash. See, it says working directory and index added to master changes. If you see file 2, second line is gone, file 1, second line is gone. And if you see status, it's clean. Do you mean that those changes are discarded? They were moved to temporary shelves. How do you see them? Git stash list. This will show all the stashes available. All the stashes means you could do the stash multiple times. Each time you stash, a stash number will be created. All of them can be seen with the stash list command. See here, right? If you want to see which changes were stashed, git to show that stash number. It will clearly show you which changes were stashed. Do you see that? Okay, so you know the changes were stashed. Okay, and here is the stash. Let's suppose, okay, I am done with my priority tasks. I want to get them back. How to get them back? Getting them back is called unstash. And the command is git stash pop and the stash number. What this will do is, it will bring the changes back to the working directory. Also, it will clean up the working directory. It will delete it from the, sorry, it will delete it from the temporary shells. It will clean up from the temporary shells. I'm repeating it. This will bring changes back to the working directory. The unstaged changes will be back to the working directory. And it will also clean up the temporary shells. Remove everything from the temporary shelf. See here, it says it brought the changes and dropped the stash. Dropped means there is nothing on temporary shells. How do you know? If you do stash list, it's gone. And if you see here, status changes are back. Got the concept?
Yes.
Let me summarize. Git stash. This will move the changes from working directory, unstaged changes from working directory to temporary shells. And stash list, it will show the stashes on the temporary shells. List of stashes, it will show. Right? Show will show which files were stashed. Pop, this will unstash. Means bring the changes back from temporary shells to working directory. This is called unstash. And also it will unstash plus delete from temporary shelves. Clear? Okay, there
Yes.
is a question from Rohit. Will stash do the physical movement of the files or it just created a copy of them in the shells? Rohit, if you notice, only the unstaged changes were moved. File is still there. Only second line is moved to temporary shells. It's not file is moved, only the unstaged changes in that working directory will be moved. Can I show you another way to stash and unstash? Are you good? Okay. Again, I can stash this, right? I'm stashing it again, git stash. Working directory will be clean. See, files are still there. Only the second line in this file 2 is no more. Second line in file 1 is no more. So if you want to see them, git stash list, you get the stash number. If you want to unstash, what is the command we just learned? What is the command to unstash?
Git stash
Stash pop.
Right? There is another command called git stash apply stash number. What is the difference between pop and apply? Both will unstash. Both will unstash. Both will bring changes back to the working directory. But the difference is this will not, the difference is apply will not delete from the temporary shelves. It will just keep a copy in the temporary shelves also. Meaning, see, it is back. But now you are not seeing something like a drop rate. Do you see the difference? Also, when you see the list, it is still there. Why you need to do this, I'll tell you. But have you got the difference between pop and apply?
Yes.
Can I get response from everyone? Oh,
Yeah, it's right.
Yes.
right? So that's a
Yes.
difference. It's not deleting from the temporary shells. It is just bringing to the working directory, right? So it's still there on the temporary shells. What is the reason why or when you should do it? The advantage of this is stash is a repository level. Let's suppose at a later point of time, you want to bring the changes back to the working directory in another branch. You want to continue this incomplete work on another branch. That's possible. Means you just go to another branch, B2, then unstash there and continue the incomplete work. So this kind of retaining on the temporary shells will allow you to work on other branches with this incomplete work. Got it? So that's the concept. Already this is available here. And stash, if you notice, stash number begins from 0. Indexing starts from 0. Okay. And let me show you another type of stash. Good to go. Can I proceed?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
please.
Right. So this is one type of stash. And if you notice, whenever I run this stash, whatever files there in the working directory, like 2 files, everything will being stashed, isn't it? If I have 3 files, 4 files, everything, all the unstaged changes, whichever having unstaged changes, all of them will be stashed, right? Okay, there is a question from Revati. Can we move staged file to stash? No, staged file will be in the staging area, right? Stash is for changes in the working directory. Okay, let me clarify this. Working directory, staging area, local repository. The concept of stash is changes from the working directory will be moved to temporary shells, not changes from staging area or local repository. Okay, and again, what are the different types of changes you have in working directory? Yes, what is the other one? Correct?
Unstaged.
Yeah, we discussed these differences in the previous classes, like untracked changes, unstaged changes. So can you tell me what is an untracked change?
When new file,
Untracked is,
new
yeah.
file
New files changes are
need
the
to add
untracked.
commit.
For the first time. And unstaged is,
Modified file.
Modified files.
right? File is already there in staging area, local repos, you might have made some changes. Yes, you can stash these two. Stashing both of them is possible. As of now, we are stashing which one? Till now, we saw the scenarios for untracked or unstaged.
Untracked.
Unstaged.
Any more?
Unstaged. Unstaged.
Unstaged, because those are not new files, right? Already they are there. We were working with unstaged changes moving to temporary shells. You can also do that for untracked changes, but there is one difference. If it is untracked, you have to stash like this. Git stash minus A means untracked. Sorry, minus U means untracked. Okay, or if you want to stash staged one, unstaged one, git stash will do. We were doing this one because we are having unstaged. Got it? You can do for both, but not for staging area and local repository changes. I'm trying to make things crystal clear. Of course, it's not something difficult, but like you need to grasp many things. right? At one point in the class, you might be understanding it, following it thoroughly. To register every point, right? To register everything into your mind, right? To recollect the things. Only the thing is, after the class, listen the recording. Maybe you can go with the 2x pace, whatever as per your convenience, but listen it once, do the hands-on. That is the best way to register all these concepts. I'm trying to give the complete points relevant to every topic. So to register that, you need to put your effort. Okay. So yeah, we are stashing unstaged changes. Now I have 2 files, and whenever I do stash, 2 files, 3 files, whatever it is, as many number of files have unstaged changes, everything were being stashed. But let's assume I just want to stash only 1 file. Let's say I want to stash only file 1. I don't want to stash file 2. I want to continue, commit and continue. How to do that? Means how can you stash a particular file? That's where comes partial stash or a specific stash with the flag -p. Git stash -p. If you run this, it will prompt you on every file. Like file 1, what it should do, file 2, what it should give, it will show you. So if I do this, it's showing you whether these changes were stashed or not. Yes, to continue. I want to stash file 1. Okay, but I don't want to stash file 2, let's say. I have given no there, right? So if you see, only 1 file is stashed. Do you see that? Also, you can see here, it says stashed. Oh, sorry, I stashed again. That's why second file also went. Got it? 3 stashes. This is where first file, and later on I stashed it separately. So third one. Git stash show. Let's say this is the second stash. See, only file 1. Third stash, only file 2. Understood? Oh, okay. File 2, stash 2 is having both of them because we stashed after this one. I think actually, 1 second. It was actually the reverse. Do you see that? Means what is happening? This index number is being pushed. Initially, when we made the first stash, it was 0. Later on, it was being pushed. Means the latest stash will be stash 0. Oldest one will be stash 2. The index number is pushed in the reverse. Should I repeat or understood this? The latest stash, whichever I have done, the third stash will be of number stash 0. See, when I do stash 0, it's showing file 2. Stash 1, stash 2 means last stash, means the first one at the point of beginning when I did, that's this one. Index number is being pushed. The latest one will take 0. Right? I have stashed all of them separately. The advantage is, if I want to bring anything back, maybe I can do pop. It will be deleted. Let's say I just want to bring stash 0, means the latest one, file 2, should come back. Yes. Understood? So whichever you want to unstash, those changes you can bring back. And it might be deleted from the temporary shells, and the next one will take this place. Like if you see stash, let's say 0, 1, the index number is being pushed always. That's how you can stash and unstash. And if you want to delete it from the temporary shelves, let's say I don't want to unstash, but I just want to delete. Git stash drop that stash number. What it will do? It will just delete from the temporary shelves. It will not remove from the, it will not unstash. It will not bring back to the working directory. It will just delete from the temporary shelves. Let me show you. See, it doesn't bring the changes back, but it is removed from here. Like I said, index number will be pushed always. So because you deleted 0, stash 1 becomes stash 0. If you want to delete all the stashes in the temporary shells, stash clear. Stashless, there is nothing. partial stash, right? Showing the changes in each stash. Pop, deletion, drop, clear. Let me differentiate them. So let me come from here. Clear means delete all stashes from temporary shells. Drop means delete a particular stash from temporary shells, right? Pop will unstash plus delete from temporary shells, right? Stash show, we have seen stash P, stashes, a specific file. Understood now? Apply also, let me write for apply. What does apply does?
It will bring up, it will store in the, I mean, it will back up in the, and also it will
It
bring
will
back
not delete
a
from
work directory.
temporary shells.
Yeah, it will bring changes from temporary shells into working directory, but it will not delete from temporary shells. That's the difference between pop and apply. This is the concept of stash and unstash. If you want to stash untracked change, it's a new file, still you want to stash it, git stash -u. That will help you stash untracked files. Is the concept clear? I have a question here if the concept is clear. What is the difference between ignore and stash? You have ignore, right? Why you should use stash? This is the question some of you might be having. So, anyone have that question or is it clear? Can anyone answer? What is the difference?
The help of stash, like we can move into another branch and apply these changes what are there in that stash. But in ignore, I think we cannot do in the other branch.
Okay, any more answers?
Ignore, we create one ignore file, right? This file also will be added, and that will be also committed in the commit, if we commit. So we don't want to commit that changes.
Okay.
So in this, we are ignoring a file, but here we are ignoring the, we are backupping the changes.
Yeah, true. See, in ignore, you ignore the file entirely. You don't track the file anymore. Here we are still tracking file 1, file 2. Only certain changes we are moving, we are stashing, that's all. Only certain file is still being tracked, right? File 1 is still there in the working directory, staging area, it's being tracked. Okay, only certain changes we are moving to temporary shell. But ignore is you will not track that file anymore completely. So that is the difference. There's a lot of difference, totally different concepts. Both are two different concepts. Any questions? We have seen today the two very important and the very major concepts like branching, merging, and stash. Before we go to the next part, any queries from anyone?
Yeah, Preeti, I have a question, right? See, in real time, because my confusion is why we have to move a file from working directory to temporary in real time. What is the main reason why we are moving? I am not clear on that.
To keep the repository clean. Like I said, right, when you are merging, okay, if you have unstaged changes, you cannot merge. Means you can merge the changes, but that's not the right practice. Even when you push to remote or when you merge it, always the repositories should be clean. Means all the changes should be added and committed. You can't keep the unstaged changes having over there when you are merging or pushing to remote. So to handle this, we were moving them to temporary shells.
Okay. Yeah, got that.
Any more questions here? Okay, so that's about branching and stashing. Definitely these needs a lot of hands-on. As we go by, we are getting into the advanced concepts, which needs a lot of hands-on for sure. Like I told you, the assignments will help you make this hands-on simple, right? So go through it from your end. And then we have another interesting concept called rebase. This is far more advanced concept. And after rebase, we can go for our remote repositories. Remote repositories wherein we'll talk about pull, push, clone, conflicts on remote and many other interesting things. Right, before we go there, I would like to share you a quiz for the day on these topics, branching and stash. Just a second. I'm sharing the quiz, just a second. Meanwhile, any questions you can feel free to ask. And this is our last demo class. Tomorrow onwards, only registered students will have access and will be able to access and join the sessions. Anyone interested who are not yet registered should avail this offer. And I'm giving this Zoom link in the, sorry, the quiz link in the Zoom chat. Have you all got the quiz?
Yes.
Right. So go through it. Any questions, let me know. Apart from this quiz, also any questions, you can feel free to go ahead. I don't want to start another advanced topic, but I want to go through few more hands-on which you have to do today. So please stay back. We are not yet done. It was a small questionnaire, so if anyone completed, let me know. This is completely on branching. Rebase questions were there, please ignore. Rebase is not yet completed. And there is a separate quiz for stash. Let me share you that as well. Because they're just small questionnaire, let me add it here. Rohit, you can connect with Mr. Raj. His number is here on the website. I'm sharing it. You can contact him for all the details. Duration of the course is 2 months, Rohit. It will be 2 months every day from 6 to 7:30, 1.5 hour class. And the course content is available here and the contact number is here. I'm sharing this. Okay, and here is the course content. In the website, if you just go here, this is the course content. I have gone through this course content on day 1, but yeah, this is here. We are going topic wise. I believe you have watched the day 1, day 2 videos, right? Those are all recordings available. This is the 4th demo class, I believe. So all the demo classes were available on the YouTube. You can go through them. And we were learning this part now, version control system Git. And anyone, any questions, you can reach out to me as well. After this call, you can call me, or if you have any questions, you can talk to me now. Or if you have further queries, you can reach out to me. So these are the Git topics we have covered till this part. Creating, actually, there is a lot more we covered. Everything is not kept here. Here is a brief content, I would say. We have covered lot many things like branching, merging, and so on. I don't think, yeah, here are there, but stash is not here. We covered stash as well. More or less, yeah, the brief content, somewhat brief. We did a lot more. We have to cover this part. Cloning, fetch, pull, remote, and rebase we have to go through. Yeah, stash is kept here. Working with GitHub, these are the topics left in Git.
Hi, Preeti.
Hi,
This
Shaish.
DevOps class is like for 2-month program.
Yes, it's a 2 months course.
Oh, and this only for DevOps or it covers AWS as well, solution
Here the
architect.
main agenda of the course is DevOps on
Okay.
any platform. Means DevOps is not platform specific. You can implement
Okay, so that's for both, right? The AWS and Azure.
So the content I'm covering will help you implement DevOps on any platform, either on
Okay.
cloud or on-prem. And also as an example for cloud, I'm covering the services on cloud, whichever needed for DevOps engineer, like IAM service, VPC, EC2, S3, load balancers, Elastic Beanstalk, ECR, ECS, EKS, particularly the EKS, a managed paid service, because that's how you use in reality, a paid service, not the free service. Even this part I'm covering in depth. This is where you have EKS. Okay, this is of course again a brief content. There's a lot more we are covering, the real scenarios like cluster auto scaling and deploying to the EKS cluster through Arco CD, cluster auto scaling, different deployment strategies, all of them are covered, right? And apart from this, certain services specific to DevOps also we are covering, like code build, code deploy, code commit, code pipeline, using which how you create the pipelines, integrating different services.
All right. Thank you.
Alan, any questions from your end? From the team, I came to know that you have some queries.
No, ma'am, I'm good.
Right. Have you all completed the quiz? How many of you completed and submitted? Let me check the results. You would be receiving the score once you submit. Any queries in the quiz?
Yeah, hi. I have,
Hi. Hi, Pradeep.
yeah, one second. There is a question regarding fast Git, like.
Okay. Which question is that?
Yeah. What is the fast forward merge in Git?
Yes. We discussed this. So any query you have here?
We already discussed this, or we will discuss? Actually, I just.
We discussed this. Fast forward merge is nothing but automatic merge, where you don't have any conflict. So
Okay.
first option is a type of merge that automatically resolve the conflict. Second option is a merge that moves the branch pointer forward to the target branch. A merge that creates a new commit with the combined changes. A merge that only adds new commits to the branch. A merge that only adds new commits to the branch. It's a first one. It automatically resolves. Means there are no conflicts actually. No conflict scenario.
Okay. So is there any option that automatically conflict shall resolve in Git?
Actually,
Also?
that's not the option. My
Okay.
bad. The option is a merge that moves the branch pointer forward to the target branch, isn't it? It will move the changes from the current branch to the target, means destination branch. Second
Okay.
option is the right one. There is nothing which will resolve the conflicts automatically, because conflicts are telling you whether you are going to have any overwrite or ignoring, right? It is informing you. As a developer, as a person, consciously, we should resolve it. If you want to automate, yes, there were so many scripts, shell script, Python, anything you can use. And whenever there's a commit, just run the resolve command, and we can resolve it. But the point is, Git is a tool. It's a machine. It's after all a tool, right? It cannot take a decision. As a developer or as a person who made the changes, you should decide which changes should be there, which changes should be ignored, and you should fix the conflict. So we don't automate that part. We shouldn't do that.
So basically, conflicts is always resolved by manually, but we can impose it a script shell or in a automatic way. We can do this.
You can do it. Anything can be automated, right?
Okay.
But we shouldn't do that. We should resolve it consciously.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Recordings will be available on YouTube with private access, Rohit, and this access will be for lifetime. You don't need to download them. You have a private access, you can watch them at any point of time, even after the course. Any more queries in the quiz? You can mark the recording as offline, Rohit. I believe in the YouTube, there'll be an option like you can mark it as offline and watch it. You may not be able to download it, but you can mark it as offline and watch it whenever you want. And just I want to know, like, how many of you are already using Git? Anyone here who are already using Git? Or any other version control system? Or
I'm using few of the commands.
Okay.
I mean, Big Bucket I'm using.
Okay.
In that, we are using Git commands also.
So generally you might be using push, pull, and some other commands to commit, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
That's how generally we use, right? But when we want to troubleshoot something, when you have a conflicts or when you are using Git more into your project, that's where you need these concepts. Generally, a majority of you might be using push, pull to get the code, unless you are making any changes as a DevOps person. But as a DevOps person, we do have the manifest files, playbooks, and all. So these concepts.
Sorry, I have one more question. Is there any limit of branching in
like a number of branches?
Yeah, number of branches, right?
There'll be no restriction as on a number of branch. You can create any number of branches. Actually, like we were still on local, right? Here,
Yeah.
there will be no restrictions on what branches you push, what branches you merge, nothing. When you go to remote, right, there could be lot of restrictions imposed by the repo admin or the project admin. Right, Bitbucket or GitHub, you'll have a admin access there. Those restrictions can be imposed. But in general, there will not be anything with respect to the number. But there'll be restrictions like you cannot merge to master. If you have to merge to master, you have to raise a PR. Oh, that's a very major restriction. And other restrictions imposed could be from the org-wide, means there would be some org level restrictions imposed, or project-wide project level restrictions imposed by the project admins and all. Those would be
I
on remote only. But
actually I
no,
just want
nothing on number of branches.
okay, but for the local repository, one system can make number of branches.
We are
I mean
making
only,
it's my system, but I'm making branches like B1 master. I could make any number.
but that branch is used only with your on system only, no?
Yeah,
Or
because
someone.
that's local. That's local, right? We
Ah,
were still here, right, Pradeep? Let me bring.
but I am asking like that in an organization there are 10 different systems and 10 different people are working within a same project or within a same file, suppose. So how could they manage? Suppose in a single file, they all are like a React file. They all are working with a single page, and with
As
the
long as
10.
you are working here, okay, there could be 10 workstations, 10 developers, 10 or
Yeah.
100 developers. As long as you're working here, it's nothing to impact or nothing to do with others. Once, let's say till we are here, tomorrow I'm going to push my changes to remote. Okay. Then
Okay.
I'm going to get my changes to local. Then when I'm making and then pushing here, because this is where every other users will collaborate. Let's say these are from other users, 100 users or 10 users, whoever. Let's say they are
Okay.
also pushing their changes. This is where you get the conflicts. That's where you have to see which changes are there and all. This will get started tomorrow. As long as you are here in the local, it doesn't impact anything. There could be 10 developer, 10 machines, whatever it is. You may have again any number of branches in this local, right? Only once you push to remote, that's where the actual scenario comes in.
So basically, actual branches are here on the right side. You just mentioned these. So these are the actual branches, no? For
No,
this
no,
remote.
see, these are the, let's say here I'm having B1 branch, master branch. Okay, here I'm having B1 master. Now I'll push this to remote. Now on remote also I'll have B1 and master.
Okay.
But the challenge what comes is others also will push their changes to the same master. They'll also push to B1. Like today I got, whenever I'm merging from B1 to master, I got a conflict. Like I got a conflict from my changes from my B1 to master. Tomorrow I'll get a conflict from other person into the same master. Okay, we'll go to that part. Okay, there were steps, step by step, we'll go to that part so that you will get more visibility.
Got it. Thank you.
Yes, Rohit, Terraform is there in the course. Terraform from basics till advanced will be covered. Also integrating Terraform code in the Jenkins pipeline will be there. Terraform code to spin up EKS cluster is there. I think you can revisit the course content here if you haven't gone through. See, this is the Terraform part. This is again a brief content mentioned here. We'll be covering a lot more. Remote state, workspaces, all of that will be covered. I think that is all from my end. Any further queries, anything regarding the content course, anything, you can reach out to Mr. Raj, the number given on the website, and clarify your queries. From tomorrow, like the classes will be for the registered candidates. And I believe already the WhatsApp group access were shared for all the registered students. If anyone missing on the access, missing or joining the WhatsApp group, do let us know. We can do the need. And regarding any career counseling or resume preparation also, you can reach out to Mr. Raj. He's the right person to guide you. Anything relevant to DevOps, if you want to talk to me also, you can reach out to me after this class. All right, then we'll close here. I believe everyone have completed the quiz and received the results. Whatever corrections, whatever incorrects you have done, recheck those queries. And if those are not clear, let me know. All right, then. Thank you all. Have a good day. See you all tomorrow. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, man.